Suki was found on the side of the road in Cavella Bay in dire straits. She was covered with dog bites, lacerations. She was anemic. She had her femur exposed and she had two broken legs. So this poor baby was going to need a lot of rehabilitation, and we were ready to do that for her. Think that it had a very positive impact on our family. We realized that we could handle the responsibility of fostering a dog that had medical issues. And it was amazing because our other two dogs actually taught Suki how to be a pet in a house, because I don't think she ever had lived in a house prior to coming to live with us. And it just strengthened our bond for our pet pack and our family. Rescue to me simply means opening your heart and your home to help a dog in need. And we have so many that need help.
Polly came into my life about 6 months after I had lost my soul dog, Dijon. She was also a rescue. A friend of mine who's also a Fur Angel alumni, she adopted a dog named Nori, knew that I was ready to bring another dog into my life. And she had forwarded me a Facebook story that was about Polly, who was at that time known as Mama Bridget, and her puppies that she had just given birth to. And she told me, oh, I found this wonderful dog that has these cute puppies. Maybe you could bring a puppy into your home. And as soon as I saw the video, I thought the puppies were very cute, but I was primarily interested in the mama dog, who, like I said, was called Mama Bridget at the time. Polly's impact on our family was immense. First, because I was healing from grief and losing a previous dog, being able to have company, have another dog in the home while I processed my feelings, and while I developed a new connection with this new dog, was just something that was very healing. At the same time, I felt there was like a reciprocal healing happening, because Polly herself was recovering from being abandoned. She was a very young dog who was pregnant and left basically all to her own devices in Y&I. And so as I was healing from my grief, Polly was healing from her stray dog lifestyle. She was healing from her pregnancy, and she was getting stronger at the same time that I was getting stronger. It is a big, big risk that anyone takes, opening up their home to an animal that they don't know, an animal that's had a past you might not know either, a past that might have included cruelty, neglect. Just like humans, when you are subjected to maltreatment, it can change you and it can make you difficult to be with. And you're going to have a lot of dogs that have behavioral issues, health issues, and those are all reasons that people say no to rescue. Those are all reasons that people do not want to open their homes and take their time and their money to invest, and it is totally understandable. But what that misses is the reward that you get when you do work with a dog that needs help, and you provide that, and they change and they get better and they heal and they love you. It seems like it just is a more profound bond that grows when you are in those sorts of rescue relationships with the dog, when you watch them recover and you're an integral part of that. So I say to anybody who's on the fence, those are all risks that are real when you bring a dog into your home, but the rewards are just tenfold.
I found Finley about 2.5 or 3 weeks after I had to put my last dog down, so I wasn't quite sure if I was ready for it. But when they showed me a picture of Finley, there was one picture that I saw and I was like, oh, that's my dog. I'm gonna get him. So we went to get him from Boris's house. They were the Foster family, so I got to bring him home that day and just let him explore the house and yard, and he started meeting some of Samson's doggy friends. Aww. And yeah, I think I knew that first day he came home that he wasn't going back, and that he was my pup. You know, like, I'm not a like very extroverted person, so he is my extrovert. He has so much love and need for attention from people that it works out great because we kind of balance each other out that way.
Yeah.
He gets me out, but I help him try to rein it in when he gets to be a little too extra. But I would say most of my current friends I've met through Instagram because of his account.
Aww.
You know, and we all get our dogs together
Yeah.
and do beach dates and, you know, get lunch and all that. So it's, I mean, just made my life so much better.
Well, Baby Belle came to me in August of 2023. I was looking for a senior dog, and you know, so I was just going to web pages, and a fur angel came up, and there was a picture of her, and she hadn't been adopted. I guess she'd been in foster care for like 6 months, and nobody adopted her. And I thought, well, I think she might be mine. You know, it's one of those things where you don't know. They give you a few days to like get to know her, and as soon as she walked through the door, it was like, okay, I'm in love. She was so sweet. She immediately, you know, jumped on the sofa and was like rolling around on the sofa and got into the dog bed, and she was just so happy. When I come through the door, she's always waiting at the door. She can hear me, I guess, coming down the hall, but I think dogs do that. They have a sixth sense. And when I walk in the door, she does circles. She loves the circling thing. And when we go for a walk, she circles. So like take out the leash and she's got to start circling, which is very hard to put the leash on because it's like you got to stop for a second while I put the you know, everything, the harness and the leash. And she's like, oh, I'm so happy, I'm so excited. So yeah, she's a very happy, happy dog.
Okay, so first I adopted Hemby, and then I was like, oh, Hemby's so amazing. Like, I have room for another one. So I was scrolling through Fur Angel's website, and I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of cute. Let's adopt him too.
If Hamby could understand English for a little bit, could like completely understand what you're telling him, what would you say to Hamby?
I think if I could talk to Hemby or Bento, and tell them anything that they would understand, it would probably be that you're safe and this is your forever home. I'm not sure how he crawled into my heart and just made himself a home, but I don't think I've gotten over his loss yet.
This little troublemaker is Toki. We just picked him up last year. His whole litter, I guess, were abandoned on the beach on the North Shore someplace. So we fostered him and his brother for several months, and then we found a family for his brother, and that day was pretty rough for me. I ended up being a foster fail, and once we found the family for his brother, I was like, I can't do that again, and I grew really attached to him. And we ended up adopting him as well.
Could you imagine life without these guys?
No. Actually, you know, they're older, so it's hard. It's even sometimes, you know, Vicky and my girlfriend and I will talk about what life might be like when they leave, and I just shut it down immediately. I can't talk about that. Any one of them missing from the equation, just life wouldn't be the same. That's a hard concept. That unconditional love is just, you know, kind of like what you're saying. They don't care about your day. They don't care how it was. And at the same time, when you walk through that door, because they don't care about your day, it's like all of a sudden, I don't even care about my day. Like, you know, it just comes down to these guys. And that makes everything a lot better.